Hi, I hope you're having a great day and I hope you're staying safe at home. I hope you have a great weekend coming up. Today I want to talk about vitamin S. Most of you wouldn't have guessed what it is by now. It's not a normal vitamin that you find in fruits and vegetables and in protein and carbs and all of that stuff. Well, you see, everything in life doesn't have to be fixed with nutrition alone. Everything in life doesn't have to be fixed with medication alone. I think we have to evolve to a different way of thinking today when it comes to disease, when it comes to depression, when it comes to anxiety, when it comes to the failures that we feel in our career, when it comes to our failures in love, in relationships, and all of these things. So food can't fix all of these things. Exercise cannot fix all of these things. Good sleep cannot fix all of these things. Doesn't mean that it isn't good for you. What I'm talking about today is something that we need because we are constantly overstimulated in life. When I talk about overstimulation, right now, you may be going through a disease, you may be depressed, you may be anxious, you may have gone through a bad breakup, or you're currently going through a bad breakup. You may be going through a phase in your life when you're trying to hold on to a love that probably isn't working out for you. You may be in a situation in life where your career isn't working well for you, or you didn't get that promotion that you've been waiting for. Whatever it is, we are all overstimulated. We are overstimulated by the things that we read on social media all the time, our WhatsApp messages, our texts, the blogs that we read, the TV news that we see, society, what people are talking about all the time, your friends circles, what everyone's talking about. All of this is overstimulation. Overstimulation that makes our voids deeper and deeper. Now, what's our solution out of this? When we have so much of access to all of these things, it's safe to say that we're caught in a rat race. The thing about the rat race is we're always chasing something. We're pursuing happiness or wealth or relationships or money or growth or position or fame or whatever it is that we're pursuing. There's nothing wrong with that. We're all pursuing that, including myself. But it's called a rat race because everyone in that race is a rat. But the point is, what does the rat get at the end of it all? You still remain a rat. You still remain a rat. So my point is, get out of the rat race and you can still achieve fame, wealth, great relationships, love, position, and all of that stuff without us putting ourselves into this make-believe rat race that to achieve, we need to be a rat in a rat race. That mindset has to change. That overstimulation is driving us to sickness, to depression, to anxiety, to fatigue. Because remember one thing, if you're in the rat race, okay, not everyone's going to win. So right now, your biggest stress is, am I going to win? Am I going to be that successful person? Am I going to be that famous person? You're in the rat race and that's what's driving you. But get out of the rat race and you can still have an action plan to be famous, successful, rich, wealthy, healthy, and all of these things. The whole point is, we have to learn how to relax. Vitamin S is surrender. There is so much of beauty and depth in this word called surrender. Most people, when they immediately react to the word surrender, it's a very shallow thought process. They think surrender means, oh, why should I give up? Why should I let this person win? Surrender is nothing but that. Nothing but that. We can't surrender when our ego and our pride and being in a rat race comes in between all of that. There's nothing wrong with an ego and pride until it starts changing our behavior, our choices, making us feel we're better off than other people, we're smarter than other people, where we look better than other people. That's when your ego and pride becomes dangerous for you. But my whole point is surrender. We have to learn the ability to relax, to induce relaxation in our body, even when there is turmoil in our life. Because one thing we know, if there's turmoil in our life right now, or fear, or anxiety, or whatever, does all of your stress solve the problem? The answer is no. So why are you in turmoil? Why can't you induce relaxation at that point with your breathing, your meditation, or the power of practicing surrender? When I talk about surrender, what are we talking about? Creating a space where our overworked minds and our overworked bodies can relax. And in that relaxation, we can see clearly. When you're in turmoil, when you're in anxiety, when you're in fear, when you're in emotional lows, can you see clearly? If the answer is yes, okay, that's the wrong answer. Most people can never see clearly. You don't have clarity. How can you get better if you can't see clear? If you can't see clearly, you can't see a way out. You can't see an action plan. You can't see a new path. You can't see an escape route. But when you're relaxed, you have clarity of mind. When you surrender, you have clarity of mind where you can see clearly and now you can make a rational decision. Is this worth stressing about so much? Or should I now move, make changes in my life, make changes in the way I think, and all of that stuff? So by surrendering, by practicing surrender, it doesn't mean you give up. It doesn't mean you lost. It doesn't mean you become someone's doormat. Okay, put your ego and pride aside. You can still, in the state of surrender, it still means you continue to dream. You continue to manifest. You continue to learn and gain knowledge. You continue to create. Surrender doesn't mean that, oh, that's it. I'm not going to do anything right now. I'm going to surrender and expect to get better. No, that is not surrender at all. Surrender simply means we have created a space of relaxation and we have let go of the things that we cannot control. The biggest problem today, and I know everyone is sympathetic towards depression, all of that stuff. Yes, I am too. I don't want to take away from people's depression and their feelings of sympathy that comes along with that. But know one thing. Most people who are depressed, anxious, and sick today are still trying to control things that they cannot control. So yes, you can take a drug. You can take counseling. But if you are not willing to give up the things that you cannot control, the fault, unfortunately, remains with you. And it is only us who can ease that control over the things that we cannot control that can make us better. Okay, let's talk about a simple patient. We deal with cancer. We have patients coming to us every single day with cancer. Unless they accept that they have cancer and now they believe that they can get better, no treatment in the world is going to work for them. And we all seen that. The best chemos, the best radiation, the best nutrition, the best alternative medication, homeopathy, Ayurveda will all fail unless the patient has decided to accept. And now because they've accepted, they believe, they have faith that they can get better, and now they move on to the action plan. Some people who do all of this may still die. That's destiny. We're not talking about that. We are talking about that when you are with a problem in life, how much can you do? Do it. If you're not doing it, it's your fault again. But once you've done everything, the only other thing that you can do is surrender. By surrender, it means you let go of the things that you cannot control. You're in a relationship right now, it's not going well for you. What are the things that you can do? Are you doing it? Good. Yes. Relationship still not changing? You're left with the next question. Do I need to let go of it? Do I need to surrender this? Or sometimes, do I just need to surrender and relax in my relationship, get clarity, and maybe things will change after that? In a space of surrender, we get to listen. We get to listen to what our bodies are telling us, what our heart's telling us, what our mind is telling us. When we're in chaos, we can't listen to that, but our heart and our mind and our body is always speaking to us. Every second of the day, every second of the night, our body, our heart and our mind is speaking to us. Because we are overstimulated, going back to the start of my video, because we're overstimulated, we can't hear, we can't listen. We can't make decisions about who to love because we need to speak to 10 friends. We've got to speak to our besties and they need to decide for us who we should love or who we should give up on. Because we're not listening to our heart. We're overstimulated with everything that society has provided to us. So we look at what everyone loves and we try to have bodies like that. So we see some Instagram personality with a great body showing flesh and all of that stuff with 1 million likes. And all of a sudden, it's not your fault. Your subconscious mind believes that to be liked in life, to get 1 million likes, I need to show more flesh. I need to, bare my body. I need to be pretty all the time. I need to be handsome, a six-pack. That's not the truth. That's not the truth. That's a lie. The virtual world, most of it is a lie. And for you to see through that lie, you need to be connected within. Your escape route from overstimulation is escaping within. And within, what am I asking you to do? Surrender. You have a disease, you got the best doctor, you got the best team looking after you. Now you're doing everything. Your only job is to surrender with faith and belief that you will get better. But guess what? We have all of this and yet we worry and try to control the outcome of everything. We try to control the outcome of the drug, the outcome of our work, our career. We try to control the outcome of the amount of love we give in a relationship or we receive, we are always trying to control things that we cannot control. And that is why vitamin S, which is surrender, it is something that can not just bring you calm and peace in your life, but a lot of problems are solved in a space of complete rest and clarity. Most of us are equipped to solve our own problems, but we can't think with that clarity because we're overstimulated. Let's talk about prayer and religion. Forget about religion. Today, Muslims are fighting, Hindus are fighting, Catholics are fighting, everyone's fighting. These people who fight don't know the essence of religion. The essence of religion talks about say a prayer with faith and belief that your prayer will be answered. Once you've done that, surrender. Every religion talks about that. The Vedas talk about it, Islam talks about it, Judaism talks about it, the Bible talks about it. Pray with faith and belief and then surrender. Don't try to do God's work. Don't try to micromanage your problem. Ever had that stupid, annoying boss who tries to micromanage you all the time? All the time. They give you the job. You know, you've been hired for the position, you have the skill, but yet they try to micromanage and tell you what to do every step of the journey and every step of the way. You hate those kind of people. Those people are very low on self-esteem and self-confidence. They want to be in control all the time. They don't know how to surrender. But if I take a case and I give it to my doctor or my nutritionist, and I know I've hired them because they are fabulous, but now I surrender the case to them with belief that they will fix the patient. I have my peace of mind. They have their peace of mind, and the entire energy remains intact because it is devoid of excess interference called entanglement. Most human beings are entangled in their own emotions. They don't need more drugs and more help. They need to unentangle themselves from their own non-clarity of thinking. For that, the solution is surrender. So sometimes you find the urge to constantly help people, the urge to do, the urge to fix your wife's problems or your husband's problems or the urge to constantly do. No, not always. Sometimes surrender it. Just listen. Listen. You don't have to fix everything. You just got to listen. And you got to surrender and trust the process of life that the problem will be taken care of. If there is something you can do, do it. If there's something that you cannot do it, surrender it. Let go of it. This is the process of life, and only when you start putting your faith and trust in the process of life will you have that energy and that ability to surrender. And when you learn the art of surrendering, it'll bring you peace that nothing else can. The peace that alcohol can't bring you, the peace that a joint can't bring you, a peace that medication can't bring you. Just let go of the things you cannot control. And if you find that difficult, revisit your ego and pride. It comes down to that. You don't want to let go of control because it's linked with your self-esteem, your self-confidence. So right now you may be diagnosed with the most deadly disease. Get the best team on place. Do the right things. Do your part. You're sick. There are things you got to change. There are sacrifices you got to make. Do that. But then surrender the outcome. Surrender the outcome. And your life will change in every aspect of your life. We cannot force people to love us. We cannot force people to respect us. We cannot force people to say the things that we want to hear. But what we can do is we can wish for it. We can intend for it. We can visualize for it. But once you do that, you surrender it. Visualization fails. A lot of people say, hey, Luke, I manifest, I try to visualize, I don't get anything. Because they're trying to control the outcome. What is manifestation in the simplest way? Thought, desire, feel the outcome of it, and surrender. So if I want $1 million, okay, I'm going to visualize $1 million. How is it when Luke gets $1 million? How am I going to feel? Am I going to be happy? Am I going to be giving money to my parents, buying a new car? I want you to feel that and then surrender. Don't wake up the next morning and say, oh, how am I going to get this $1 million? How is my cancer going to disappear? Do I need to take this vitamin? Do I need to take this antioxidant? No, you visualize what you want. You visualize the outcome of how it's going to be when you get what you want. Now your job is to surrender. And that's where most people fail in visualization and manifestation. So if you can put this together, your life is going to change. How can I tell you that with so much of conviction? Because I get to see that every single day with my clients, end-of-life clients around the planet. And that's why I can speak to you with conviction. My entire life today is built out of manifestation and surrender. And there are many times in my life I'm not perfect. There are things I try to control, which I shouldn't be able to. And I can't. And then I know, I feel unpeaceful, I feel agitated, I feel in turmoil. But the moment I realize and I remember the feeling, I surrender it. And life has a way of letting things fall into place automatically the moment you surrender. So intention, desire, surrender. It's as simple as that. Intention, desire, the feeling of achieving it, and surrender. That is exactly what visualization is. That is exactly what the law of attraction is. That is exactly what manifestation is. So get some vitamin S into your life. Learn to surrender. Example, someone right now spoke to me yesterday, Luke, I've lost my job. My factories have closed down. I don't have money. Yes, it's a big issue. I don't know what I would do if I was that person. But now all he can do is, he can't control what has happened, but he can put that energy into what he can create going forward. He has to surrender what has gone wrong. He can't change that. I can't change that. No one can change that. He has to surrender that part. But then he opens up clarity of mind, and when we have clarity of mind, it leads us into action. And action leads us into results. Without action, there can be no result. We just wallow more and more into our self-pity, our fear, our depression, and our anxiety. And that's why I want to end this again on depression. Yes, our heart goes out to everyone depressed, but also let's work very assertively. A lot of people who are depressed are not willing to make a change. And then they say, oh, we can't make a change. But the drug is making a change for you, which means you have the ability to make a change. So we should always reinforce ourselves with assertiveness that a lot of change has to come from us. We can't say I'm depressed and depend on a counselor and a psychiatric drug to change our life. No, it's a team effort. It's a team job. It takes two of y'all to fix your disease. It takes two of y'all to fix your career, your relationship, your sickness, your depression, or whatever it is. Learn to surrender. If you can master the art of surrender, your life is going to change in every single aspect. Have a great day. Have a great weekend, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.